Hi, folks. Matt at Pranakasha Productions. Today we're going to do something completely different on our channel. We're going to go interview Allen, a local author here in the Seattle area. Very amazing man. And you'll see, it's going to be really cool. We're also going to drive in my Tesla Model 3, which I have owned since March, so it's been like 4 months, but I haven't yet done a video until today, so we'll just throw it in here. So we just gotta take her out of the garage. And this will be our spaceship that takes us to Alan's house. Okay, shuttle bay doors are open. Sensors indicate a tight fit in the shuttle bay, aka garage. But if we there we go. We did it. All right. All right. Forward thrusters. Engage.
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Right.
This is cool.
Glad we could get together.
Yeah, what are you up to? What is this?
I was just starting to build one of those paddle boats for little kids.
Yeah.
You know, when I was like 8, 10 years old, we used to make a boat out of a piece of wood, cut out a notch, make a little piece of wood that could spin on a rubber band, set it in the water, and it would just paddle along.
Oh, I did.
So my grandson, he's now 3.5. He's just starting to get old enough to work this on his own. We're very careful, and we let him push the piece of wood through on some of the cuts.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, you got your own bandsaw, it's like.
Yeah. There's nothing like hands-on experience versus just getting the book learning.
Yeah.
I like to hang out here. This is my place.
Yeah.
I make sure I have memories when I'm out here too. Travel and places I've been, and there's my hydrolab habitat up there that I lived in underwater, you know.
Oh, cool.
That's me outside the habitat.
Oh, wow.
Submersible below that. I used to go down in a little 2-man sub and check out the ocean floor off Santa Barbara and look for natural oil seeps, things like that.
Wow, you gotta tell me about this stuff. This is interesting.
You see that picture on the bottom? That's of a fire boom that I have a patent on. And we...
Oh, I thought that was like a mountainside, but that's an oil slick on fire.
That's right. We collect the oil just like we did in the Deep Horizon spill.
Okay.
And when you get enough oil contained in this U configuration behind 2 boats, fly over and drop igniters in and burn the oil in place.
So it's flammable enough it'll just catch on fire?
Oh yeah. Most spills are flammable enough. And, it may take a few minutes for the oil to get up to its temperature where there's enough vapors to have a continuous spread of the fire. But we can usually achieve that.
So like these igniters, I mean, is it just like dropping a match, or are these some special thing?
No, I've helped develop a few things that, involve a container in which we put gelled fuel. It's like napalm.
Okay.
And then we put a road flare on the side of it.
Okay.
Strike it.
And it's literally
get it going. Flare. Throw it. Yeah. And it
right
burns down
shelf.
And it melts the plastic container, and all the napalm falls out and spreads out into a patty. And that's hot enough to heat up the oil around it. And pretty soon you got flames 150 feet in the air, and you can burn off oil at 90% plus. It's really efficient.
Wow.
So it's one of the best techniques for spill response. The trade-off is obviously black smoke.
Right.
And but that's a short-lived impact.
Mother Earth can kind of do her thing to disperse the smoke.
Well, it's a very short-lived impact, and it's very localized.
Okay.
Compared to the impacts of the oil, if you didn't burn it, and it came ashore.
Comes ashore and then messes everything up for decades.
So it's always trade-offs. Always trade-offs.
Huh. Wow. Interesting. What other kind of goodies do we have in here? I see some woodworking tools.
Yeah, and then I have a.
Also, these clamps. I have some of
Aren't
these.
those great?
I love these things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. Those are really handy.
Whoever invented them was a genius. This is kind of like clumping cat litter. When I was a kid, we had cat litter was in the big particles, right?
Yeah.
So it never clumped,
Yeah,
and it was
right.
bad. But now they have the small particles,
Yeah.
which is so much better.
Oh,
But it's so funny that it took humanity like
Isn't
hundreds
that
of
crazy?
years to
Isn't
come
that
up with
crazy?
that when it's a totally low-tech idea, you know?
Do you have the camera on now?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, you wanted all this?
Yeah,
captured?
well, I can edit it
You
all
can edit
out. So, well, I see you got some golf clubs here. What's this all about?
Well, my wife won't let me store them in the house, so so they're out here in my shop. But that's okay. You just have to blow the sawdust off them once in a while.
Okay.
But golf is for me another escape. You know, it's a great way to get away from television, iPhones, TV. It's just a wonderful way to get out and have 4 or 5 hours of pure concentration on the performance of your game. You don't really get good at it, as you know, but
Right.
you do get better. And so my wife bought me a set of clubs when I was 65 and said, go out and try it. And I said, you must be crazy. It looks like a boring game. She was afraid I'd retire at that age, I guess, and stay home all the time. And little did she know I'd work until I was 80 plus before I retired. So
80 plus.
80 plus. I'll be 83 in about a week. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, and happy birthday ahead of time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It'll be right around the time of the barbecue.
Right. Yeah, we're anybody that wants to come to our barbecue next week. If you live in Seattle, let me know.
So anyway, I started playing golf, fell in love with it, and now it's one of my favorite pastimes, along
That's
with
great.
woodworking. And
Yeah, golf is a cruel sport. That reminds me, did you ever see that movie with William Hurt in it? He plays a surgeon. I can't remember what it is. And there was this one line in it where there was something about like, you should stop trying to torture yourself like this. You know, if you really want to torture yourself, play golf. Anybody who plays knows. Because this is the thing about golf is like, you can sit there, and the whole deal is, of course, you're trying to get it in the hole with the least amount of strokes, right? So you can sit there and hit the greatest shot ever, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna birdie this one. Then you go up to the next. Then you go.
Yeah.
And off it goes in the weeds, and you're like, no. So
I think
it's cruel.
I think
the moment that you get any degree of confidence, the lightning is about to strike to give you your humble pie in the next shot.
That's exactly right. It's the most humbling thing in life, in addition to marriage and raising teenagers and cleaning up oil spills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so where are we right now?
Well, we're in my office. This is Spiltech.
Huh.
And this is where I have worked for about the last 5 years since we moved to this community. But Spiltech, I've had that for, I don't know, about 35 years. And then these are some of the things that I've collected over the years. Memories of how much travel I do, $1,000,000 miler, they gave me this with Alaska Airlines. My high school picture when we went to Washington, D.C., the entire class.
Let's just take a look. Yeah, there's the Capitol.
Yep, look how different it looks.
I know.
The surroundings. Can you believe that was 1960? Or no,
wow.
That was high school. That was 1956. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And then this is a 737.
Yeah.
What's the significance of this?
Well, they gave that to me when I reached 1,000,000 miles with Alaska Airlines.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
And of course, I'm way up there with mileage and others. And so you talk about escape. See, there's my guitar down there too. That's occasionally I pick that up and just have some fun.
Okay, so this is the room when I did that Zoom call with you. This is the room that you were in.
Yeah.
Now I recognize it now.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Photos of family. My father, who's a sheet metal worker. It shows him up there.
Okay, let's see this.
And
Your father works sheet metal. Okay.
yeah, yeah. He passed away at 65, and he has his experience with the afterlife thing is a whole chapter in my book.
Yeah, that was that was one of my favorite chapters in the book.
Oh, you've already read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
That's why when I was sending you Courage and Love.
Oh, well, I knew that. As soon as
That
I
was
saw
like that was a subtle message to say I'd finished the book.
I wonder if you jumped to the back and picked that up.
Yeah.
These are the 3 patents.
These are patents. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
The plaques that they give me for.
I have some things trademarked, but all I get is a fancy looking sheet of paper. I don't get like a fancy plaque.
Well, they end up charging you for it, but your ego says, hey, a plaque would be cool. I'll put it in my office.
So what are these things that you just patented?
Well, the one on the top is for a water-cooled fire boom, like you saw out in the shop, where we contain oil within a boom and then we ignite the oil and burn it at sea. So we needed a boom that could take 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
And I found that by cooling it with water as we're burning, we can prolong the life of the boom.
Wow. Okay.
And the one down here was for a dispersant, chemical dispersant application system. Sometimes we'll apply dispersants to an oil slick to help them break up into billions, trillions of tiny little droplets that'll degrade very quickly within.
And just sort of dissolve in the water,
right.
Type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the other one was for a thing I call score boom. It's a skirted sorbent boom. And so it can float just like a sorbent boom would, but it has a flotation core such that when it gets saturated with oil, it still floats high enough to provide a barrier to keep oil from spreading from one side to the other.
Wow.
So,
this is fascinating. Okay, and then I spied something over here. Okay, what's IOSC?
International Oil Spill Conference. I'm the only living individual that's been to every oil spill conference since they started back in 1969. You can see that.
Oh, wow,
Can you believe that? It's sort of like a perfect attendance pill for Sunday school,
So while everybody else is watching the moon landings, you were at this oil spill conference?
Well, it was only held every couple of years. But,
okay.
Anyway, so they gave me an award for being, have perfect attendance at every conference. And of course, I would give technical papers and we would do some training courses there at times.
Wow. Okay, then we got
these are just
family pictures. Okay.
My very favorite person, Bob McGill, he is my buddy. I grew up with him from first grade, kindergarten actually. And here we are shaking hands, and then we took him.
That's you as kids?
When we were kids.
Which one's you on the kid picture?
This is me.
Uh-huh.
That's Bob. And we've taken a lot of pictures over the years of us doing that.
Okay.
And then this was the Commandant Coast Guard gave me a meritorious public service award for just living long enough and I guess providing input over the years for the business of oil spill technology.
Department of Homeland Security, United States Coast Guard. So the Commandant, is that like the top of the heap for the Coast Guard?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's the dude.
Was he actually there?
No, but he did send an admiral, and they make a big deal of this. Kind of nice.
Yeah.
And other people got awards too, so
Nice.
But it was it felt good to be recognized for it.
Wow.
So
amazing.
And these were some of the coins that they handed out at my farewell last conference.
That's this up here?
Yeah. Various agencies, Coast Guard, EPA, NOAA, they would come up and handshake me, and in their hand would be a commemorative coin.
So that's sort of like being presented a medal, right?
Yeah.
Sort of the civilian version of getting a medal, I guess.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
So these are just some of the awards through the years.
Huh. And, wow.
Here I'm sounding like I'm bragging, but I was so pleased that I was...
Well, that's why we're here. We want to hear all about everything about
This was the Pacific States, British Columbia Oil Spill Task Force. They give out a legacy award every year. And so one year, 2009, they presented me with this award. It was kind of nice. And they just...
That reminds me of this magic crystals in Star Trek Discovery. I don't know if you watch that show, but like Anson Mount as Captain Pike, he goes like to this Klingon planet and meets this Klingon mystic. And anyway, there's these magic crystals that if you touch it, it will show you your destiny.
Oh,
And that
wow,
he finds
really?
out when he
Cool.
touches it, he sees himself, in that wheelchair contraption, completely disabled, and he sees a vision of the horrible future he has to
Wow.
supposedly.
So
go
what does he
through.
do then?
Well,
I don't remember.
he's
that
such a
one.
great actor that he played it so well, Anson Mount, that you were totally moved by it, and you're like, oh my god. And then that's part of what the show is going to be, is because now he's getting his own show called Strange New Worlds. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Because everybody loved Anson Mount, and as Captain Pike, he just became like everybody's superstar. And anyhow, so a huge part of the story arc is how he deals with his life, full well knowing how horribly it's going to end.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's something.
Wouldn't that be something to know your demise, how you're going to go at the end?
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
Well, you had a premonition and like some things like that, right?
We'll talk about that.
Okay, maybe we'll do that on the deck.
Yeah.